Good evening and welcome to Nightfall in Amsterdam. Tonight we're joining a group of kindred as they gather at a local kindred-owned property. Chance to mingle, share information, get everybody up to speed, and figure out what the hell is going on in this city, perhaps, or at least what the hell they want to tackle first. To that end, I will turn it over right away to Bartholomew, who owns the shop. He can give us the details of the shop itself, and then we'll let everybody introduce themselves from there.
So Bartholomew Dupree owns a woodworking shop in the heart of Amsterdam, right next to a flower shop. In the shop, you will notice it's around 25 feet wide by 40 feet deep. There's two offices in the back. It's pretty open. The front is all glass. There's tables around for woodworking classes. There's high bar stools all over the place. Just to sit and watch or to pull up underneath the woodworking tables. There's stuff along the walls to buy, everything from tools to small blocks of wood. If you need larger pieces of wood, I do sell them. Or you can talk to my store manager, Arturo, and Arturo will sell you them. And I have pretty much opened my doors since I've come to the city. And I'm now hosting some of my nighttime classes. I am sitting at the back of the shop on a padded stool, leaning up against the countertop.
All right. Well, a rather rough-looking fellow in a leather jacket will come in. Kind of strolls in, looking around a little bit. Nice looking outfit you got here.
Thank you very much. What can I do you for? I don't think we've met.
Probably not. I tend not to get out into big crowds. Not really my thing.
Okay.
Name's Jules, though. Yeah. Here you're doing carving classes. Woodworking.
I am.
Oh, not bad with the power tools, and big Dremel or chainsaws I can do wonders with, but the fine work. Well, let's just say I tend to do pretty rough work. Like to fine tune it, get some nicer product. So whether it's, I don't know if you do modern techniques or traditional, but
a little bit of everything. I have tools for refining. I have tools for getting intricate detail inside of whatever you're carving, and also have tools for fixing things. If you need larger tools, we are in the process of acquiring a warehouse nearby where we will offer the heavier power tools soon in order to cut tables and such if you're looking to add some furniture to your home or apartment.
Right on, right on. Yeah, I don't necessarily know if I need anything that size right now. Like I say, I got the basics. And, well, folding table tends to work fine when you live by yourself. I'll browse around a little bit though. Can't hurt to get some hand tools. See what you got for how to's. Gotta start somewhere, right?
Please look around, and if you need anything, let me know.
You see a gentleman wearing a black hoodie, zip up front, hat, blue jeans. Yeah, just kind of wondering, see what everything's about, and yeah. Oh, we got things in there. What else? Yeah, my name would be Jonas. I'm relatively new here to what's going on. And kind of, yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name, sir. And if you don't mind, please take your hood off. It's warm inside. We don't need to cover our faces in here.
Oh no, my hoodie's down. That's just I'm wearing a hat.
Okay.
Like a ball cap.
Well, if you'd like to take your hoodie and hat off and hang them up there on the rack over there, by all means, please.
Yeah, I can do that. Sorry. Yeah, so I go hang my stuff up. I have no problem taking it all off. Yeah.
So at this point, a red-headed woman walks in, and she appears to be holding a small leash in her hand, and she's got a very large black raven sitting on her shoulder, and it's connected to his foot. She's wearing just a jean jacket and basic jeans and a white. She just kind of starts glancing about. And when she sees Bartholomew, she'll give him a friendly smile and a nod.
Good evening, Avalon. I'm glad you can make it to the shop. I see you still have your friend on your shoulder from the last time we met.
Yeah.
If you need to hang up anything, please hang it up on the co-rack and take your time and look around. I guess in a few minutes we can sit down and chit chat if you want, or you can make anything you want. I can have Arturo fetch you things from the shelves if you need, and just make yourself at home.
I do actually have a question. This is a wood shop. Do you perhaps make and sell shelving units with nice designs on them? Or is that not in your
In this current shop, we can make the individual shelves and carve the shelves out. The entirety of a shelving unit or a shrunk of sorts would be something that we are going to endeavor into shortly once we acquire our new warehouse.
Oh, okay. I'm opening a shop and I need something heavy duty, not just those flimsy wire racks to put plants and herbs and such on for my greenhouse.
So nothing like our friends to the north sell at IKEA. You're looking for some traditional Euro-style heavy shelving.
Yes.
Perfect.
It'd be nice to have something that looks nice in the shop, but still serves a purpose. She kind of reaches up as she's talking and scratches the raven on the head.
Does your raven have a name?
This is Bran.
He just nods and smiles. Well, I was hoping more people would show up tonight. I opened my doors. I guess they have no need to be here. So, the space is yours. We've got all these tables. And if you need anything, just let me know.
All right.
Jules comes up and he sits down on your counter. He's got quite a few wooden dowels and some scalpels as well as larger knives for carving. He says, yeah, I'll start with these, see what we can do.
So he will... fair enough. I will get you a couple of blocks of wood if you don't mind. Do you have any particular wood that you have a preference for?
Oh, well, it's something softer to start with. You know, get the technique down.
I kind of head over your way to watch. I'm not very used to working kind of with my hands like this. This is rather curious to me.
It is it's not hard. I'll reach behind the counter and tap Arturo and ask him to hand me a couple of pieces of Douglas fir that we had imported. And, I'll hand Jules 2 blocks, 6 by 6 inches of Douglas fir.
He kind of turns over. Heads over to a table to get started, and he looks over at your other customers, and you know, he kind of looks at Avalon once, and you know, goes from there. But the other guy, he kind of looks at a couple times, and as he starts working with it, he says, "So you're new in town, huh?"
I am.
I'm certainly gonna be a little different than anywhere else you've ever been. I can tell you that much.
He's not wrong.
Probably. This is kind of, like I said, new all around.
Are you afraid of change by chance?
Not per se.
As Jules keeps working, he kind of looks over and says, "Oh, what is it you do?"
I am an engineer of sorts. I'm very much more comfortable around computers than I am people. And I like to improve upon people through technology.
Jules kind of raises an eyebrow at you.
A little bit of bioengineering, if you will.
Drew, he kind of gestures, out the door and says, "You might want to be careful how you approach that subject around here. I'm sure you're a well-meaning fellow and like to think you're doing it ethically, but it hasn't even been 100 years since this region's seen a bunch of people who didn't."
Oh, really?
It's just, yeah, I spend a lot of time volunteering and stuff over at the Holocaust Museum.
Oh.
Not to that degree.
Like I said, that's why.
There are standards.
He chuckles. He says, "Well, I'm sure, but something tells me nothing you're doing is going to be UL listed. At least not for that application."
Possibly. Think of things like Project Cyborg. And yes, things changing one's own body, not experimenting on people.
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, it's a little different. I mean, that's kind of just not much. I guess it is different, but I mean, you get a tattoo because you want to change her up a little bit. What the hell's a credit card chip in your palm or whatever the hell it is you guys are doing. Same idea. Probably a little more functional, really.
A lot more functional. Imagine just messing with the immune system and playing with genomes and nucleotides and all that sort of fun DNA kind of stuff.
No, I'll trust you. I was never much of a science man.
That sound will stay out of. Plants are my science.
So you mess around with computers. Interesting.
Yes.
Science, even better. Okay. Interesting. Well, how long have you been in the city? Haven't seen you around yet.
I've been in the city probably close to 2 years. I keep very much to myself for the most part. I was feeling a little peckish tonight and needed to just get out.
Jules kind of looks at you and says, there might be a joke in there about being hungry and coming to a wood shop.
Walk right into that.
Yes, you did.
I mean, we do have 6-inch blocks and 12-inch blocks and 18-inch blocks if you're feeling adventurous.
I'm good. I'll pass.
So what's your favorite operating system?
I'm sure there's.
Linux.
Fair enough. Bartholomew will look over to Avalon. Are you finding everything you need?
I was just eyeing up some of the wood.
Touche.
What kinds of wood?
We have softwood and hardwood, firs, pines, cedars.
Okay.
Trying to get some oak and some cherry in soon. But we're growing. It's new. Just trying to get a foothold. Put down roots, so to speak.
You notice Jules has a couple of the wooden dowels that he had picked up, and he's kind of starting to shape one end of those. And he says, well, since I'm a man who likes irony, I figured I'd start with a couple of ash dowels.
Wood and ash is yeah, that's certainly a combination amongst our people.
So you do have ash.
Interesting choice.
Jules, how long have you been in the city? I didn't see you the other night. Of course, I've been busy, but I could have missed you.
If you did, I wouldn't have been doing my job very well.
Probably true. I take it you're
In the city, 50, 60 years. I've been in the region longer than that, but
so what brings you out tonight?
I try to make it a habit to get out and about most nights, especially if I, make a chance to visit other folks, see their establishments, get familiar with their areas, find out what their market is, where they tend to be doing their business, who they're doing business with. Always kind of know it so you're not intruding on anyone else's territory type thing.
Well, I would never do that.
Well, if I didn't know you were here, I might think, well, this is a good place for a cabinet shop or a table shop or whatnot, and we wouldn't want me setting up next block over because I didn't know you were here.
I mean, this is true. Don't steal my shelving business.
So I try to communicate, mingle, socialize. They tell me it's good for me. Get to know people.
That's always good.
And if I know who you are and I know you're supposed to be here, we're all on the same page, we have fewer accidents too. You don't want you thinking you're intruding on one of my friends' territories when in truth it's your territory type thing.
Incredibly interesting. So, who is really in charge here?
Well, in charge is one of those subjective terms, I suppose, but we do have
He looks like Thor.
well, he's
An interesting individual.
he's been around a while, certainly.
Gotcha. This has been quite the learning experience so far.
Much to learn. Much to learn.
Every city's got their own dynamic.
True enough.
Yes. So you said you've been here a while, but you didn't know who was in charge. That just seems off to me. Keep yourself that secluded.
I try to, yes. It's easy to make enemies with my line of work. People tend not to enjoy biohackers.
Understandable. it's also easy to make enemies if you're not known too. At least if certain people know that you're here, you have some kind of safety net. Otherwise, you just. And that could be by your own choice, which that's fine. But say it's not by your choice, then it's probably not so good.
Some of it has not been by my choice.
No?
No, it's been an interesting journey to get to where I am, to say the least.
Well, we all have our stories, don't we?
Not quite waking up in a bathtub without your organs, but it was close enough. There we go.
Doesn't sound fun.
No. Especially when you don't know what happened originally.
That could present a problem. Just walking down the street minding your own business, and the next year, well, as you were.
Yes, that's very, very close. Mind you, I wasn't walking down the street though, but same basic
The idea is
idea.
there.
Very much so.
If you always lived in the city, then
No, I've traveled around quite a bit. I've been within the city for about 2 years.
live in Oregon.
Doing a good job keeping your head down, obviously.
Very obviously.
Like I said, my line of work, you kind of have to.
Yeah, I imagine it's kind of one of those subculture type things. People who are into it are already know you, and the people who aren't, well, you probably don't want them to. We don't need them to, really.
I like being unknown for the most part. Makes life a titch easier.
Well, us having met's probably good, because if you're unknown to me and I knock on your door one night because I think you don't belong here, that can be a problem. Separate problem, but a problem nonetheless.
Then I guess I need to make sure I definitely belong here.
Yeah, and I'll certainly make sure I pass the word. I do most of that sort of work anyway, but at least until we have another formal meeting, we're trying to minimize them. None of us are a fan of bureaucracy.
Bureaucracy is always fun.
He looks at him and goes, "You're a sick man. I mean, I can tolerate your hobbies and stuff, but you're a sick man."
Bureaucracy is never fun. Never fun.
Not everyone will have to avoid bonfires.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always an interesting time. So, you've been in the city for 2 years, and nobody knows who you are. Very interesting. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Did you
Doing
come
stuff
with like a small van of
Man.
teenagers to just feed off of for the last 2 years, or you have like a free candy sign, maybe Kinder eggs on your back porch, and you just snag people as they come by?
Maybe hanging out in the red light district where, that sort of thing tends to happen more often. But
It would be more in the red light district.
Hmm.
Keeping
Jules kind of looks at you and says, "Believe it or not, that's an area I don't usually bother to patrol much because, frankly, it's 9 times out of 10 it ends up being a not a concern anyway."
I like to, like I said, I like to stay hidden and out of the way. Tends to make life much easier.
No, well, I could see that.
So I'll be blunt. What family do you belong to?
I would be a child of Malkev.
Fair enough.
fair enough indeed.
But it's not all that bad.
Not bad at all. Nope, not bad at all. So, I guess we need to, put the word out and get some more folks here next time. Yeah.
Maybe give them something to talk about too,
I mean, they could all talk about wood, how they handle it in their hands, how they whittle it, how they turn it into something from nothing. Take the softwood and turn it into a ship.
Jules reaches under his coat, pulls out a small, almost looks like a pistol grip. You'd think it was a crossbow, but it doesn't have arms to it. Instead, on either side, it extends about 2 inches, and you can see there's a high tension spring there.
Interesting.
And what do you intend to do with that?
Well, gotta make sure the new equipment works with the old equipment.
What does it do?
Yeah, it takes one of the dowels that he sharpened the end on and lays it right in the groove, and pulls a pulls it back quick with a lever. says, well, really, really self-explanatory, I imagine. Puts holes in things that didn't have holes in before.
Fair enough. Where'd you get one?
Pulling it away from me.
He says, oh, and this one custom built. I don't think the fella knew who I was or what I wanted it for, but there's a nice steampunk shop in the area. When you tell them, hey, I want to build an armless crossbow. And I have multiple zeros behind the check. They ask fewer questions.
Interesting. I'll have to look into this shop.
I think I got a card for him. He kind of rummages around, pulls out a card.
Interesting. Quite interesting.
Yeah. I was rather impressed with his work. But not many artisan fabricators left anymore.
Depends on what you want fabricated.
Well, you're not wrong there.
Or you just buy it and have it shipped in.
That's true. And I contemplated that. It did occur to me as a possibility.
Yep. Antiquities, shelves, real crossbows from the 1200s. Heavy-duty crossbows with bolts, swords, people, drugs, weapons.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, if you're willing to pay enough, you can, in theory, get everything.
Yep. I know a few people that deal in that world. Just a few. So, Avalon, there was a couple other females with you the other night. Where are they at tonight?
I'm not too sure on the others, but Miranda has things of her own to do.
But of course.
Which is tonight.
Okay. Was there a ghoul the other night? I didn't get a sense of us from one of them. But I could be
Oh,
wrong.
that girl.
The overly
Whose name
erotic one.
was Callie? Oh. And she's definitely special. I mean this in the best way possible, of course.
Very good way to put it.
Has anybody heard anything on all this weird stuff going on?
I haven't. I wanted to dabble with the orphanage issue, though. I don't like it when folks fuck with kids. Excuse my language.
No, no, I fully agree. Children should not be messed with. Generally, they're innocent. This weirdness at this torture museum, like, oh,
I guess there's nothing wrong with a few ball gags and spiked chambers.
Depends on one's point of view.
torn behind this sort of behavior, but when you're using the museum itself to make your own display, it's kind of screwed in the head.
True. Very
While
true.
they're all concerning, only definitely both are definitely needing to be looked into. So this herbal remedy is being spiked with gods know whatever. It's a little close to home considering my business. It's not near as screwed up as the other two.
True.
Somebody spiking herbs and spices.
Oh. I guess the weird part is that so or what it's coming from. Who knows? Any particular snacks could have come encounter with it.
What kind of snacks?
Just chuckles. Tasty ones.
Fair enough.
So, Jules, you've been in the city for a while. What do you know about the prince?
Yeah, just kind of looks at you and says, old-fashioned, traditional. Don't fuck with this shit. You know, good rules to live by generally.
I'll nod. Any problem children in the city? Of any of the supernatural that may or may not belong here?
No, it's more the whatever sloppiness is going on, whatever messes we've got, and it seems to be that we're just people who can't fucking get along.
Isn't that a problem no matter where you go, though?
You know, it sure seems to be, but we've got this weird philosophy where if you don't like something, just leave it alone.
That depends on what it is, I suppose.
True.
It depends on whether it's your job to deal with it too, but there's a large number of traditionalists in this city. And it's a decently sized Catholic population. Well, I'm sure you can see how that probably works really well.
Yeah, there's been that one priest running around talking dirty pretty much about anything under the sun that's not related to his beliefs.
Yeah, I mean that's somewhere the gist of it.
Specifically, if I recall, shitting on pig.
Well, he's not really a fan of the resurgence of the Norse paganisms and stuff that have been coming back. And trying to encourage the young people not to buy into such things.
Should we just take him out and make it look like an accident?
Well, see, the problem is he has the support of a fairly large movement. And you know how Christians love their martyrs.
Damn psychopaths.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Maybe he has a loved one close by. We could take them out. Or introduce them to, one of the werewolves, because they're also unsavory creatures, and why not? They like to play with their food sometimes.
Gross. Never been a fan.
I can't say I've ever met one.
I have not. Where's that thing coming up? Seriously, where's that thing coming from?
Well, you're not missing much if you haven't tangled with them.
They're fun.
Usually not worth the effort, unless you've got a good reason.
Mangy dogs are all they are.
Yeah, well.
I'm sure there's a couple of good ones. We just haven't run across any of them.
Would go that far.
But I haven't run across any
Some
of them.
of us.
Really good.
Maybe.
This is also true. Also true. So,
I know that comparison all too well.
Does anybody have any idea when the next court's going to be? I don't want to miss it. I'll be traveling here in a couple of weeks.
Jules says, well, we don't generally generally have one very often. Try not to get too carried away.
Well, that's good. Hmm. So more about this club thing. The orphanage.
Pull up for Forgotten Kids.
Yeah.
Anyone who messes with kids of any kind is just kind of sick.
Oh, I would agree with that.
If it's a inside job, I mean, I hate to say it, but some of those people working there have to get a little, they either have to care about kids a lot or they get really stressed with their job.
Yep, I sure do. What they do.
Well, I guess I'd be truly forthcoming. I tend to pay a little less attention to the mortal news maybe than I should because, I have bigger headaches to think about.
Well, teach their own. Appreciate your honesty. Maybe we should get a quick small group together sometime in the near future and do some digging. Probably be best.
I mean, it certainly wouldn't be a bad idea.
I agree.
Avalon, you could head that up, right?
I don't know.
Your fearsome raven could be the leader.
Are you guys looking to start some sort of ongoing task force, or are you thinking like a one-time, hey, we got a thing, let's go look at it, and I don't really want to go alone type conversation?
I don't know. But it would get me away from the shop for a little while, so you could probably do an ongoing thing for the time being at least. Probably wouldn't hurt.
I could probably try to find out some more information as well
That would be lovely.
through ulterior
I mean, you said you're good with
ways.
computers, right?
Correct. That is very much correct.
Perhaps have Bran here do a scouting mission. do you think, Bran? And she looks up at him.
He just kind of looks at you and looks. Kind of just shrugs one wing.
Shrugs the wing, ruffles his feathers. Yes. Maybe shinies.
That seems to get his attention a little bit more.
Shinies it is.
Okay.
You will in for us. So, I will obviously contribute some shinies, but if anyone else has any other shinies they'd like to offer, I'm sure he would be most grateful.
I'll go behind the counter and grab 2 €1 coins and come back and hand them over.
He takes them one at a time.
It's Brandon.
Looks at Avalon and kind of like taps her shoulder with it.
She just like looks at him when he taps her shoulder with it.
And he kind of like taps her shoulder again and like holds it out to her.
She'll hold out her hand.
He puts it down and then he takes the next one. Taps her shoulder with that one.
What a fuck tonight.
Oh my. And she will take she will hold out her hand for the other shiny.
I guess I've got something. I've got a few coins as well. So, I'll do my best. Hand them over.
Then he kind of just looks at the coins and then looks at Avalon.
Do you not want to check them out yourself?
He'll go and take one, and then after he looks at it, he takes one in his beak, kind of leans down, looks at the rest of them, drops the one in your hand, and then kind of like taps you again and gestures.
She'll take it. He seems to be satisfied with your contributions.
Well,
We'll
good.
hold on to these for you until we arrive home.
And then I will. Do we have time now? Because I can pull out my laptop and do a little bit of poking. Or would that be something
Oh, by all means.
for another time? So I think I shall do that then.
Jules says, I don't have a whole lot to do given Police are got that museum on lockdown. I can't do much investigating.
How so was it on lockdown?
Caution tape.
Oh.
Crime scene, all that good jazz.
Yeah, they tend not to like people going into those places.
Yeah, weird.
It's like it might upset something.
Or somebody might, I don't know, tamper with evidence.
Mm-hmm.
There's absolutely no chance that's what I'm going in with the intent to possibly do if necessary.
Tampering with evidence can be quite fun.
Fortunately, it can also be quite necessary.
Really?
Joys of having a job, you know how that goes.
That I do. Hmm.
Give me a moment.
Okay.
Take your time. That's all we have here.
So while we're doing like everything set up,
You ready? Then, if you're going to do your investigation, it would be a wits and investigation or a wits and technology.
what's in technology?
Whichever pool is higher.
Well, definitely wouldn't be investigation.
As a general work, computers, I should say, would be valid too.
Computers? Okay, I can do computers. Computer, it's 7.
Pardon me. Oh.
Any difficulty level?
Standard.
What is standard? Sorry.
6. Sorry.
Looks like 4. 4 successes.
So 4 successes, you're gonna find a lot of different. Obviously, a lot of these things that are going on are in the news.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna get a lot of different news hits, but most of them seem to agree with the same, some of the same details, at least, and that the um, excuse me, the the biggest two you're seeing right now are these kids reported missing. Apparently, it has been primarily one orphanage, but 1 or 2 have been at other orphanages as well been missing.
Okay.
And the torture museum, apparently it was a group of people, and they were found. The part that you didn't know until recently, you're able to track down, is that the people were all wearing symbols or sigils of pagan religions, and there was some Christian elements to how they were found. Crucifixion type.
Wonderful.
Did you find anything?
Found a little bit. Christian symbols. Oh my god, sorry. So we had pagan. My handwriting is awful at the moment. Christian symbols. I relay the information that was just passed on to me that I found.
Fair enough.
Sorry, I normally wouldn't do that.
All right.
Jules actually looks at you and says, "Well, not gonna lie, for me that's somewhat of a relief. Sounds like crap I don't have to deal with for 100."
Excellent.
Now, if you already said, like, okay, these bodies were found missing blood, well, then we've got some shit we need to deal with.
Yeah.
That's definitely a much different story.
So we can move on from that topic and move on to the next one. Or at least that target, I should say. Christian symbols all over the place. And this pastor running his mouth is an interesting combination, though.
Yeah.
It is, but his methods have been, at least up to this point, primarily attempt to convert type. I'm not saying this couldn't be him, but it doesn't really fit his MO. Not to say he's not involved either, who knows? Just something to consider.
Never knows.
You don't want to go in without information or make assumptions either.
True.
That doesn't mean we discount him.
Well, I'm at a loss.
Well, all about notes, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So we could say we've at least made some progress.
Indeed.
We got a little more information to work from. We've reasonably eliminated some possibilities. That's not to say this wasn't some dipshit vampire, but if you look at those who are traditionally Christian, Giovanni wouldn't have left them this clean. Venture don't care enough, nor do they get their hands dirty.
It's true. They're little prissy people all the time. Until they're dead.
So we can reasonably take those off the table. We could potentially seal the Sombra, but they're not terribly common, nor do they get too wildly involved in the mortal politics unless there's a profit in it. And I don't see a religious war as being real profitable. Unless there's something specific their clan wants out of it. Hard to say.
It could be. Are they just ending up dead, or are they ending up missing as well?
Oh, you mean are there more pagans missing somewhere? I mean, obviously, these ones aren't missing. They're pretty clearly right there. All their pieces. I don't know if there's true dismemberment, but but you know, I mean, you offer a very real possibility.
because there's always money in trade.
I see what you're getting at there.
Oh, there's that lovely possibility.
Yeah, that's one of those fronts I never considered. Definitely never really dabbled in those markets, but that might be a throwback. And what it felt like to be thrown on a cage on a train, so.
Ugh,
It's never a good thing.
No?
not at all.
I mean, we definitely saw some unpleasant things.
It's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, I'd say it's an unfortunate possibility, but one that bears at least considering, as much as I hate to say it.
Well, all right then.
Rather fruitful evening for a visit to a wood shop.
Hey, you never know what you're going to get here. Get a 6-inch piece of wood that you can hold in your hands, or you get some information on some investigations that you've been contemplating and just didn't have the right tools to unlock the magic, so to speak.
Yeah.
But the invitation stands. The shop's open. Even if I'm not here, you're still able to come here. Those of you that were here tonight. I'll make sure Arturo takes your names down. And if you need anything, just reach out to him. And if there's any specialty items that you need that you can't seem to find around here, let me know. I have quite an extensive worldwide network. And if needed, I can reach out and phone a friend, so to speak, and get you what you need. There'll be a price involved, but nothing is beyond reach. Nothing.
Fantastic.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Interesting.
No, I mean, that's fairly universally true. I think about it.
Yep.
I lived through the eras of the Gestapo and the SS, and saw plenty of things that were bought and sold that you would not expect to be bought and sold. I suppose that's why this side doesn't shock me as much. No one here is doing anything they haven't already seen.
Yep. I will bid you all adieu. I'm going to go and check on the new warehouse that I have an offer in for. And if you need anything, I'll leave some cards on the table. You can text me, you can email me, or you can just swing back by here and talk to Arturo, and he'll pass messages on to me if I'm not around. The store is yours, so to speak. Please don't steal. That'd be uncouth of you. But anywho, I appreciate you, gents and lady, swinging by my shop. It's open for business. Please tell your friends, your family, and even your enemies, because you never know who needs a piece of wood for anything. Shackles, doorstop, coffin. Ho, ho, ho. But with that, Bartholomew will stand and he will take a bow. He'll look to Arturo and he will walk out the... well, he'll go behind the counter first and grab some business cards and come back and lay a stack of business cards on the table, about 10. So take some and give them to your friends if you wish. And then he turns and he exits out the back door and he bolted behind him.
I suppose I should get back to my own.
Jules kind of looks and looks at the cards and goes, wonder if you can make these for me in bulk.
Cards?
I'm sure the cards would be easy to make in bulk.
He holds up the stake and goes, oh, these wonderful devices.
Well, it is a wood shop. So I'm sure for a price, he'd be happy to do it for you.
True.
Everything has a price. But I can't, would rather not be stuck making my own indefinitely. Seems like just poor use of my time when he's obviously a skilled craftsman.
Indeed.
I just like to shoot stuff.
Who doesn't?
Surprisingly large number of people, believe it or not.
Probably.
Strikes me as odd too, I know.
On that note, she picks up a card. I will escort my odd self out.
I will.
Pleasure meeting you, gentlemen. I'll see you again soon, I'm sure.
Yes. I will also take my leave. But I wanted to let you know that I will definitely be in touch to make sure I have all my proper paperwork in order.
Paperwork's important. That's what the bureaucrats tell me.
She will make sure to leave her contact info for them, being as more investigating needs to be done.
The bureaucracy must go on.
Don't tell them that. I prefer to have them think that they're less than essential.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And blood will slip out the front door.
And I follow shortly thereafter.
Gathers up the remaining doubles that he hadn't finished carving yet. And begins to head out as well. Thanking the Mr. Arturo, I believe his name was, for his services as well. And unless anybody has anything else they want to take care of right away, we will go ahead and wrap it up.
I have nothing.
All right. Well then, thank you players for playing, watchers for watching. This has been a vampire social scene for Nightfall in Amsterdam.